You call me a flight risk, try to close my eyelids and let the sound of water fill me from the bottoms up with the sun down. Take a quick look around, I don't recognize your eyes, but I know this. Place me on a pedestal, sex, drugs, rock and roll. I've been trying to climb my way to the top of your heartbeat slowly, hardly even know me, but you hold me closer than a mother with a baby. So don't let go, don't let it show. We all know just how this goes. Don't let it go, don't let it show. We all know just how this goes. Don't let it go, don't let it show.
The following program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are, because that is always the important piece. Anyways, how are you as we are in this new year? Yeah, it seems like it's been an eternity since the last time we hung out. That is for sure. So how have you been? How are things? How is this new year treating you? Anyways, we are broadcasting live. Yes, live and in living color from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM. That's what's going on, no doubt about that, as we are doing our thing. And we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place that we do stuff at.
You are listening to something.
He's a man. The buttons hate me this morning. Radio Big. Yes, hanging out with the Radio Big. I have to tell you, it's kind of interesting because when you're not in here for a long period of time and then come back, all of a sudden this board thing loves you, hates you, and has nothing to want to do with you. It's kind of a weird anomaly on how it works out, but I guess that's just the way that things go from time to time. It's just the layout of the land of all that fun stuff. Listen, I will tell you this. As we are hanging out this morning, I have newscasters that are still gone and about. Still nowhere to be found. But I guess that's just kind of the way that it works out when you first get back into the things and to the grooves and to the moves of stuff. So there you go. Anyways, as we are broadcasting, we are streaming, we are coming across, all the multiverses that we have and all the things that we get to do. So we're on the radio, we're on the video, we're all there doing all the fun stuff. Because where else are we going to be? What else are we going to be doing? I have no clue. That is for sure. So let's get into a lot of stuff. If you're not familiar with what we do, not much has changed since last year. Let's just kind of keep it real. We're still doing the same thing. We're live streaming. We're talking about the news. We're talking about what the hell's going on and all the fun stuff that you can only imagine as we are talking. Yeah, because that's what's going on. It looks like a lot of people are telling me that the video streamer is not streaming, but that's okay. Because here's the fun part. Radio is still radio, so there's the thing. Let's kind of check out what the hell's going on with Safety FM, because I'm sure we're there hanging out. So, yeah, it looks like we're on Safety FM. It looks like we're on Radio Big where we need to be. So just so you know. So that's a great part about it. We'll do the video stuff later on if you want to take a gander there. Not a problem, because that is what we do. It's all good, fun stuff. Anyway, so we talk about safety in the news and safety, just in case if you're not familiar with what we do. So there you go. So let's get into it right away and start talking a little bit on how you can interact with the show. If you want to interact with the show, it's a simple process on doing so. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. That'll get everything moving and grooving for you. As we go through it, we'll talk about what's going on in the world of news, what's going on in the world of safety. We'll talk about some of the stuff that we did not talk about because I wasn't here. So that's that's an easy thing. And that's it. That's going to sum up everything that we do. It's a simple process show because I don't want to make things too difficult, because if it becomes too difficult, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. If I knew what I was doing, then it would be dangerous. And I never do know what I'm doing. So that's the even more fun part about the whole thing. So let me tell you real quick about what the hell was trending since we last spoke.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so if I look into the trends of the end, a brief reprieve of Sam Bankman-Fried, and a creepy twist to the TikTok. We'll talk about that. And Tom Brady almost unretired again, and Ian Zier gets assaulted by a group of bikers in LA. And the top 10 highest grossing movies of 2023 were revealed. We'll talk about that in casting calls. Also, Ye has turned over a new leaf. We'll talk about that. And the Duchess of York enters the royal fold in the Royals. So we'll talk about a little bit about that. So there you go. A lot of stuff, little time, and all that fun stuff. We might have to actually post a video post-event, just so you know, because it looks like our video server is not loving us, okay? But listen, radio station first, everything secondary. We've told you that from day one, so I don't think that I'm telling you anything that's you're off your rocker by telling me this. Just the way that it goes from time to time. It's not perfect, but hey, it's radio, and that's what I love about it, because it's radio. Come on, man. What else could you ask for? So why don't we do this? We have some professional broadcasters that are waiting in the wings that want to tell you everything that's going on that you might have missed out on. So why don't we go ahead and get into the news right now?
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. There are fears of wider escalation in the Middle East after the assassination of a Hamas leader in Beirut. Hamas and its ally Hezbollah have condemned the killing of Salah el-Aroui in Lebanon. Israel's not confirmed it carried out the drone attack, but describes it as a surgical strike against the Hamas leadership. Donald Trump has challenged a ruling in Maine, removing him from the U.S. state's upcoming primary ballot. The former president's also expected to contest a similar ruling in Colorado, as Ira Spitzer reports.
Donald Trump's lawyers filed an 11-page appeal seeking to overturn last week's ruling by Maine's Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, barring the former president from appearing on the state's Republican primary ballot. Bellows used the 14th Amendment to the Constitution as the basis for the decision, which forbids people who have engaged in insurrection from holding office, citing Trump's role in the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Trump's lawyers called Bellows a biased decision-maker with no legal authority to consider federal constitutional issues. The Trump campaign is also expected to contest a similar ruling in Colorado, setting up a showdown in the Supreme Court over whether states can keep Trump off the ballot.
Junior doctors in England are beginning what could be the longest strike in the history of the National Health Service. Health leaders say the 6-day walkout as part of a long-running pay row will bring routine care to a virtual standstill. Junior doctors say pay rises offered by the government don't cover years of real terms wage falls. Dr. Layla McKay is Director of Policy at the NHS Confederation and warns the industrial action will be the most challenging yet.
This is one of the busiest weeks of the whole year in the NHS. It is incredibly high pressure. There'll be a lot of demand. And then having the junior doctors out on industrial action during that time, it won't just be challenging. It will actually be very difficult to cover that level of service.
Tesla's lost its number one position for selling the most electric vehicles globally to Chinese company BYD. Andrew Wood reports from Hong Kong.
Less than a day after Tesla celebrated record sales in the last quarter of 2023, BYD said it had sold even more electric vehicles, including hybrids, 8% more in fact. That's 526,000 vehicles. Almost all of them were sold in China, and now it's hoping to repeat that success abroad. There are obstacles. For example, the European Union's investigating possibly unfair subsidies by Beijing. And although BYD is not that well known globally yet, the legendary investor Warren Buffett spotted its potential ages ago and first bought shares back in 2008 when it just made batteries for other companies' cars. Since then, BYD's share price has risen more than 35 times.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today remembering Peter Magubane, the photographer who chronicled South Africa's apartheid regime. He died on Monday at the age of 91, and he was unequalled in terms of the quality of his visual images and the commitment he brought to their creation for more than 70 years. Magubane got his start on Drum magazine in the 1950s, a storied publication that chronicled apartheid's inequities. In the 1960s, he covered the government's crackdown on Nelson Mandela and other anti-apartheid luminaries and caught horrific images of both the Sharpeville massacre in 1960 and the Soweto uprising 16 years later. He was arrested often and spent 586 days in solitary confinement after his detention in 1969.
I was prepared to die for the cause of improving my country, to be able to document whatever I can about my country, send it overseas to be seen around the world. Because keeping it in my country won't help me at all. But if it's seen around the world, then the people can begin to use power to change whatever is there.
Peter Magubane succeeded in that effort. His images shocked audiences worldwide and even today are a searing indictment of his own country's past. I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, there are fears of wider escalation in the Middle East after the assassination of a Hamas leader in Beirut. Donald Trump has challenged a ruling in the US state of Maine, removing him from the upcoming primary ballot. Junior doctors in England are beginning what could be the longest strike in the history of the NHS, and Tesla has lost its number one position for selling the most electric vehicles globally to Chinese company BYD. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
I know you all want to hit your revenue targets and get the launch done. Well, making sure that your team knows what to do and how to do it is a huge part of it. So I'm sure that you all do different kinds of training, and I'm willing to bet that you probably use PowerPoint, Zoom, etc. I also bet that when you get someone droning on about a topic using these tools, you probably zone out. And your team does too. I mean, it is a reality of what happens. That's why I strongly recommend a tool called Articulate 360. That makes it so easy to whip together interactive, really beautiful e-learnings that really engages people and gets info across. You can create short-form micro-learning, super interactive courses, and really whatever you need when you're in their site. Then with a couple of clicks, you can send it out and check on it and see the progress of your team. Your team can also check back on the training anytime they want in a super simple portal. Literally everyone uses Articulate. Over 120,000 companies and all 100 Fortune 100 companies. Check it out at articulate.com/360 to start a free trial. That's articulate.com/360 to start your free trial. And don't forget to tell them that I was the one that sent you there.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacky? Safety trainers still training in warped version. How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago. Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Polzel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Let me talk to you real quick. What is HelloFresh? With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Spend your time this month shopping for gifts and sipping cocoa, not stuck at the checkout line. Sign up for HelloFresh and get everything you need to whip up a fresh, tasty meal delivered to your door. Just choose your recipes, select a delivery date, and relax knowing the dinner's on its way. HelloFresh has over 45 recipes and more than 100 seasonal add-on items to choose from every week, so it's easier than ever to find something everyone will enjoy. Go to HelloFresh.com/SafetyFM-free. That's HelloFresh.com/SafetyFM-free to use the code SafetyFM-free for free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/SafetyFM-free with code SafetyFM-free. And don't forget that this is why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
So do you feel like you're missing out on what everyone is starting to do now, that live streaming thing, and you don't know where to start or what to do? I have the resource and the information to provide to you in regards on how you can stream onto 40 social media platforms all at one time. Yes, that's 40 social media platforms all at one time. All you'll need to do is go to safetyfm.com/1. That's safetyfm.com/1. That's ONE. So just in case, and you'll be able to start live streaming just like you're hearing people starting to do right now, up to 40 social media platforms.
Bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, that's what we're always about, bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Anyways, it is 20 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Yeah, that's the day to return. That is for sure. Anyway, so I'm taking a look around, talking to some peeps. It looks like if you are hanging on Rumble, yeah, if you're on Rumble, you're getting us live and in living color is the way that it looks. It looks like there might be some uggles with some of the other platforms. Don't know what to tell you. It was tested. I would love to say tried and true, but I would be lying if I said tried and true because, hey, if it's not working, it means that there's an issue on the other side of the planet of the equation as we are talking. So there you go. Rumble seems to be the feature presentation at the moment. If you want to come and hang out over there, if you have to see the video. If you don't have to see the video, here's the great thing about it. You can hang out just on the radio aspect. SafetyFM.com. You can download the app there or the Radio Big app. You know, it's all kinds of options always available in regards to doing so. Anyways, I think we've spoken enough about it. Let's move forward and get into the other world of stuff that we need to talk about because, hey, why wouldn't we do that? So let's talk about it from the very top of the shit list because that is what we do around here. As Sam Bankman-Fried awaits March sentencing for his fraud and money laundering conviction last year, he was one less thing to worry about. Prosecutors say that he will not try him separately for 6 federal campaign finance violation committed by using stolen customer funds. A Department of Justice filing argues that given the federal sentencing guidelines, it is unlikely that another batch of convictions would even add any to his stint in prison, which already could likely be the rest of his life. Details of the sentence will be announced in March. So there you go. Also, an emerging trend shows the young men rejecting college degree path over the last decade. College enrollment among Hispanic men fell 42% in 2011 to 33% in 2022, while white men also saw a decline from 49% in 2011 to 40% in 2022. Overall, colleges showed 1.2 fewer enrollees between 2011 and 2022. This is all according to Newsweek. So what do you think? Listen, I have to tell you, it's kind of a mixed bag in regards of what you should do if you're interested in college or not, of course. I mean, you have to make a determination on what is best for you. Because, listen, there are some times that people go to college and get degrees and they work well for what they're wanting to do. And then there's also other times that you get degrees and they just serve no purpose whatsoever in regards of what is going on. It's just the way that on how it works. I can't lie to you about it because I feel like for a long period of time, I had a college degree that I wasn't sure that I was using. Then I went back and got other degrees. And then it became a weird thing because it was an important degree, but it's a degree that depending on how you look at it, it could be important or not. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing on how colleges work. But hey, you know how it goes. What do I know?
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, meanwhile, in La Crosse, Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin Boards of Regent fired the outgoing chancellor at UW La Crosse last week after he was busted running a paid porn site featuring his wife and porn stars on their sexy healthier cooking YouTube channel. The couple prepares vegan meals with adult film actors before apparently heading to the bedroom to get their freak on. Gal maintains that his First Amendment rights should be insulate him from any dismissal. He also was already scheduled to transition out as the chancellorship into a faculty role over this December. Now, Gal says that he is considering a lawsuit. Worth noting, while the humble co-editors of each have a degree from UWL, they promise that the only content that they'll ever ask for to pay is for their writing. Just saying. So, what do you think here? So do you think that the chancellorship should be taken away if you have a YouTube channel where you're cooking some vegan meals before you go into your porn site? I mean, I don't know. It sounds a little strange. Could you imagine this? Oh yes, I had some people on, and if you want to go to our paid site, or like some people like to say, the spicy site, there'll be some other things there available for you. If you're so inclined to take a look on what is going on. It gets a little strange there. No doubt about it. Anyways, as we continue talking, TikTok users have noticed a weird new quirk with the app that requires them to occasionally enter their phone password to view certain videos. To be clear, this isn't a password to log into your account. The app asks for a numeric passcode that usually is 4 digits, but the people use to unlock their devices. Worth remembering, the app is a parent company, which is all but a formal extension of the Chinese Communist Party. The late last year admitted that the app was used to spy on American journalists. So there you go. Worth noting, a rep for TikTok says that the bug has been resolved through the app update. This is according to New York Post. So are you a TikTok user? Because listen, there's some people out there that love and swear by TikTok and say that it is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know how much you like sliced bread, but that's something to think about. So I don't know. I find it a weird thing that you're willing to give up some things to be able to access an app, to be able to get some other stuff. I mean, and don't get me wrong, we all know that previously we were giving some stuff up to Facebook just to get things weren't running, or should I say Meta, because that's the proper way. So there you go. Anyways, a newly opened New Jersey-based restaurant is home to the largest tequila collection on the planet. Mexamato serves over 1,000 different types of agave-derived liquor, which have either a spicy or a smoky taste. The world record had been 600 bottles, which has now been left in the dust. This is according to Fox News. So apparently we all need to take a trip to New Jersey to try out some more tequila. Más tequila, por favor. I don't know. Or maybe we should just go to Mexico. I don't know. I think the Mexico thing might be a better occasion. Who knows? I don't like the cold weather, so maybe that's the way that I look at it. Anyways, a Pittsburgh family area family blames the pet pig for starting a house fire that destroyed their home on New Year's Eve. Owner Margaret Painter tells local media that she brought an extra hay for Albert, the pot-bellied pig, to help him keep warm one day to another, and then the pig knocked that extra hay onto a heat lamp and caught fire, quickly spread across their house. The blaze also got so bad that the windows exploded. Yeah, exploded. Not anything else. The windows just exploded. Fortunately, everyone escaped unharmed, though 2 of their 5 cats died. Albert Pig suffered some burns. This is according to WTAE. So there you go. A lot of stuff. So I don't know. Do I want to tell you about this? There was a lot of deaths here very shortly between the last time we spoke and today. So let's get into it. Actor Lee Sun-Koon has died. He was found in a car in Seoul on December 27th following a police investigation that he alleged drug use. Officers had been searching for him after he was reported missing earlier in the day by his family. An official cause of death has not been shared. Although he is best known for his role in Parasite, he was 48 at the time of his passing. Reclusive engineer Gaston Clock has died. He passed away on December the 27th, according to the Clock Company. Glock, who founded the Australian-based company in 1963, was behind the development of the handgun that bears the same name. He was 94. And comedian Tom Smothers has died. He passed away on December the 26th in Santa Rosa, California, after a battle with cancer. Smothers was one of the iconic duo of the Smothers Brothers, alongside younger brother Dick Smothers. What a name. He was 86 at the time of his passing. Also, Richard Romanos has died. He passed away on December the 23rd in a hospital in Volos, Greece, according to a statement from his son. No cause of death was shared. Romanos is the best known for his role in The Sopranos, Mean Street, and Heavy Metal. He was 80 at the time of his passing. Also, Tom Wilkerson has died. He passed away in his home in England on Saturday. No cause of death was shared, though a statement from his family called the death sudden. Wilkerson is best known for his roles in Full Monty and Batman Begins. He was 75 at the time of his passing. Also, race car driver Gil de Ferran has passed away last Friday after suffering a heart attack while at a private motor sports club in Opelika, Florida. He was reportedly racing his son at the time. Ferran was only 56 at the time of his passing. Also, TV personality Bobby Rivers has died. He passed away on December the 26th in Minneapolis, according to a Facebook post from his sister. No word or cause of death was given. Rivers is best known for his work on the Food Network and VH1. He was 70 at the time of his passing. So, there you go. There you go. Lot of stuff going on there. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I look at this stuff and go, how did so many deaths occur in such a short period of time? I'm just saying. Just looks at it that way. So, for some reason, I've got a whole list of breakups, too, because apparently this is going to be important for this year. So, country singer Zach Brown is splitting with his wife of only 4 months. Zelly Jarzy, the pair, announced the news in a joint statement saying that they wish each other the best and will always appreciate their time together. No detail on what happened. Well, 4 months, that's a very short period of time. Kathy Griffin has also filed for divorce from her husband of 4 years, marketing executive Randy Bick. She filed last week, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. The docs also said that their date of separation was December the 22nd. No word on what caused the split. Also, Backstreet Boys member A.J. McClain and his wife Rochelle Dion McClain are calling it quits after 12 years of marriage. The pair, who have been separated for the past year, announced their decision on Instagram because, when I want to tell people about what's going on in my life, I tell them on Instagram. They also share the intent to co-parent their 2 young daughters. So there you go. Some stuff going on right there. So let's talk about what's going on with the numbers because, some people want to know this stuff. So we need to share it. What I mean when I say the numbers, well, what's going on with the Dow? What's going on there? Because, hey, why not talk about this? So take a listen. The Dow increased 25 points to close at 37,715 on Tuesday. The S&P lost about 27 points to close at 4,742, and the Nasdaq slid about 245 points to close at 14,765. West Texas Intermediate closed at $70 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $75 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.10 on Tuesday. I have to tell you, I was in Texas last week and in Oklahoma, going back and forth. $2.40. $2.43 in most places, but I was like, geez. So average price $3.10 for the rest of us. So take a listen to this. Bitcoin increased by 1.4% on Tuesday, traded around 44,800 on Tuesday. And there was 2,595 flights delayed within, into, and out of the United States on Tuesday, with about 40 such cancellations. I'll tell you this. I was in Dallas-Fort Worth yesterday. I took a flight home to good old Orlando. And listen, I will tell you, I went there for preparation of a sea of people. I'm not going to lie, because I was thinking, it's going to be travel time. It's going to be everything going on where people are going to be doing all the wild stuff in regard to getting back home. I made it through security in less than 4 minutes. Less than 4 minutes. Well, that was after dealing with some stuff that that was going on with one of my family members trying to get some things fixed. But less than 4 minutes to get through security. I couldn't believe it because I was like, hold on, what happened to the slew of people that I was expecting? So I might have been over-prepared. I guess it's better than being under-prepared if you kind of take a look at it from that way. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the bad travel day because, listen, at least you're in Orange County if you're in Orlando. School's still out. Kids don't go back to school until Tuesday. Yeah, not Monday, Tuesday. Whoever was a genius that came up with that one. So there you go. Still some time going on. Probably could have, kept the kids out for a little bit longer, out of town. But I figured that I'd be crucified if I didn't show back up around here. But I guess that's my thinking, not anybody else's. Also, take a listen to this. The first Powerball drawing of the new year resulted in a ticket sold in Michigan matching all 6 numbers. The winner has the option of the $842.2 million jackpot or $425.2 million cash payout. It is the first time someone has hit the jackpot and the New Year's Day since the game's inception back in 1992. Tonight's drawing will be for $20 million jackpot or a $10.1 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, you have the opportunity to do so. Anyways, it is 32 minutes past the top of the hour, so why not do that thing that we would normally do right around this time? Because it sounds like a cool thing to do if we kind of give it some story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, yes, that is what we do around here. We think, we talk, we wait, and, party all the time and think about all the fun stuff. So I have to tell you, so last week was an interesting week for me. And the reason that I'm saying this is for the following, not to be like, hey, I was out of town. Yee-hee. Let's talk about it. Let's brag because that's not the gig. Why I'm saying that it's an interesting time for me because we have these interesting things that we get to do in our lifetime, depending on how things are set up, that you get to look back sometimes. You get to look at where the trajectory of life has taken you. And listen, I got to hang out in WAC last week, and that's how my love for Waco. Got to hang out in Waco and take a look around at what the things I get to used to do. I also got to go down memory lane and go up to Dallas-Fort Worth where I used to live and take a look around. And it kind of brought me into this new year of stuff. It kind of brought me into where we are today, where When I used to be in Waco, before Chip and Joanne were known as world renowned and bringing, everything to Waco. I was there back in the Branch Davidian days in regards of what was going on. But taking a look around when I left almost a little over 20 years ago to come to this glorious state, I would have never thought that we would be where we are today. And I'm just talking about in regards to, what we're doing, in regards to the show stuff, where you have helped out significantly. But we kind of get to this weird part where we get to start talking about the new year. And there is a lot of people that will sit back and have the New Year's resolution on what they want to do for themselves. They'll have the New Year's resolution on what they're going to do with their work, what they're going to do New Year's resolution for this, that, and the other. There'll be some also other people that will sit back and go, well, if you want to be honest, New Year's resolutions are kind of stupid. Some people will say that. I'm not saying that. And I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And that's okay, too. I mean, you can do either one. Not a problem. Now, I don't know where you stand there in regards to that and how you're taking a look at this morning or afternoon or wherever the hell you're listening to this, because you'd be on the podcast version at this point. But here's the fun part. You can either look at this as day one of, or one day I might. The option's entirely yours. That's the fun part about this thing. At some point, as some people like to say, you either have to shit or get off the pot. And I don't know how you look at this, and I don't know where you are right now, but is today day one of whatever you're moving forward to try to accomplish? Or are you looking at it as in one day I will? Now, I'm going to tell you, depending on where you are in life, I'm not going to say either answer is right or wrong, because it's not. It's none of my business. I don't know where you stand currently. I don't know what's going on in your life, and I don't want to make assumptions that I do. But you have to make a determination on which one applies to you and what are you trying to accomplish. And that could be personal life, things you're trying to roll out inside of the organization that you work for, or things that you want to accomplish. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to look in that mirror and be happy with whichever one you're looking at. Is it day one of, or one day I will? No answer is wrong, but which journey would you want to be on? What journey would you say, this is the better solution to get things done? There's a lot of stuff to think about there. There's a lot of things to unpack. And I'm not going to say because a date changed, we need to talk about this, or because a date did this, we need to be more excited about it. You need to take a look at it and go, this is what needs to happen, because this is what needs to apply to me. I don't know where you're at. So day one or one day, really, it's entirely up to you.
Oops. What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with BIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take BIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
You are listening to a Radio God. What? This has to be an error. That host is not a Radio God. Anyways, this is the Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things is mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
We're rocking all day at work because we don't give a duck. Autocorrect probably just saved my ass there. Like I give a flying, you know.
Just how this goes. Look on me a flight desk, try to close my eyelids and let the sound of water fill me from the bottoms up with the sun down. Take a quick look around, I don't recognize your eyes. Crash your face, hit the ground, not a single sound. Linger on, but I'm on to another round.
Okay, here we are, Rated R Safety Show, currently 47 minutes past the top of the hour. Yeah, we are still hanging out here. This song right here, Anxious. Scarlet Park. Hanging out here in the new year, 2024. How exciting is that, huh? You know, I love me some music as we get to hang out and do all that kind of fun stuff. Seriously, it's kind of a fun time. Yeah, only 363 more days to go, baby. Love me some Whip 'em Out Wednesday. So, thank you to Scarlet Park for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. Yeah, it's good to be back. Hanging out, doing our stuff. Okay. So let's get into it. We have very limited time left before we have to go into the Ching Allen of the Morning Show. Oh, don't worry. We're going live into that one, too. Because that's what we do around here. So we'll take a look and a gander together. Okay, so thanks to Scarlet Park. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's continue moving. And yes, I'm going to tell you, it has not changed. It has not changed. We're going to talk about it. You know what we're going to talk about? Still, the most important part and the most important thing that I'm ever going to tell you is this right here. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help. People have been where you are right now, and things can get better. Healing is possible. All you have to do is go to the following. Go to TWLOHA.com. That's to write love on her arms. TWLOHA.com. And click on the section that says find help. It's normally on the very far right-hand side of the website. Once you get there, they're going to give you a whole plethora of information of things that you can do. So keep that in mind. A whole plethora of info of to write love on her arms on things that you can find, everything there. And listen, once you get there, there's all kinds of numbers from, let's see, the crisis text line. There's also the National Suicide Prevention Line, Trans Lifeline, and the Trevor Project, just to name a few. Just go there, TWLOHA.com. Listen, if you're struggling right now and you're not sure what to do next, go to the website, TWLOHA.com. And then just move forward from there. I'm telling you, things can get better. They really can. I want you to know that. So there you go, TWLOHA.com. And yeah, just because of the questions that are coming in, yes, we will probably be doing the video separately once we're done with this segment, and we'll move it over there and get everything rolling for you, just so you know. So, not sure what's going on this morning, but thanks for hanging out with us in regards of doing it. Listen, radio. We do radio. And it has some video context inside of here for some unknown reason. Just kind of the way that it goes. So, let's talk real quick because I think that we need to take a look around at all that stuff. And let's talk about some work perks. So, did you receive a year-end bonus? Is your performance related to it? Well, the company is literally, as in the athletic performance related, to promote a healthier lifestyle among 100 employees. China's Guangdong Dongpo Paper Company is now rewarding them based on how much they exercise. Workers are eligible for full monthly bonuses if they run 50 kilometers a month. They will also get 60% of their bonus for running 40 kilometers and 30% if they run 30 kilometers. Running enthusiasts stand to get an additional 30% bonus if they can prove that they ran up to 100 kilometers in a single month. The distance run by employees is tracked by an app on their phones, which also takes into account activities like mountain hiking and speed walking. Great idea. No, wait, it involves running. Bad idea. Because you really want your employer to be able to track your every move, even when you're not at work, right? I mean, so instead of the year-end bonus, it's a move your rear end bonus is really what it boils down to. So you have to move your butt to make sure that you're able to get a bonus. I don't know if that sounds like too good of a deal here. Just saying. So let's see. Are you tired of your doctor? Well, I'm not sure if these work, but they're definitely worth a shot. Well, let's talk about what sleep experts say. So a sleep expert claims that he has 3 easy fixes if you constantly feel tired and don't get enough sleep. Dr. Narina Raklam says that humming is one trick to combat tiredness, thanks to the chemical reactions that happens inside of your body, and how, according to the doctor, when humming, that your mouth is closed and the procedures, the nitric oxide in your nasal cavities, which is an antiseptic, antiviral, and anti-inflammation. After humming, immediately inhale through your nose to capture the nitric oxide, and which should make you feel more awake. The UCLA professors of the molecular medical pharmacology also suggest that taking regular breaks every few minutes and keep that screen free every 90 minutes as you stay awake and fresh. His third tip: think positively, because fatigue is common with side effects of anxiety. So sorry, but both your partners and TikTok are getting to take the break and have a screen free. So if you're not getting enough Z's, try to. I don't know if that's going to work for you, but that's something to think about. Anyways, let's bring some John Smalls into our life and let him tell us about what's going on with the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. Today's quote was submitted by Sherry. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, "What is not started will never get finished." I love this. I have some pretty big projects on my to-do list. Some that seem so daunting that I keep putting them off. One of these days turns into sometime, then eventually, maybe. Well, I took one of these projects on last week. In my head, I thought it was going to take a long time to get it done. In reality, it took about an hour. It was amazing to me how big I made this out to be, when in reality, it was actually quite simple. Once I started, everything just fell together. I wish I could guarantee the same for you, but I can't. But we can hope. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Okay, thank you, John Smalls, for that. 55 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Back in 2004, Casey Kasem gives up his hosting gig of America's Top 40. The DJ had hosted the show for 30 years. Ryan Seacrest took his seat. That was back in 2004. Let's talk about some birthdays that are going on today. Georgia Stanway turns 25. Florence Pugh turns 28. Patty Pimblett turns 29. Kevin Ware, 31. Katie McGrath turns 41. Eli Manning, 43. Michael Shoemaker turns 55. Mel Gibson, 68. And John Paul turns 78. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, well, we have some of those. It's JRR Token Day, Humiliation Day, Women Rock Day, International Mind Body Wellness Day, Festival of Sleep Day. Does that mean you're to sleep all day? I'm just kind of trying to figure that out. National Drinking Straw Day, National Fruitcake Toss Day, and National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day. National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day. Well, that's an interesting one if you kind of think about it from that particular perspective, I guess, is the way to look at it. Anyways, if you need some whack facts for today, here's some. More couples separate or divorce in January than any other month of the year. During your lifetime, you'll eat about 60,000 pounds of food. That weighs about 6 elephants. And a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate. Their offspring is called a pizzy bear. Adult cats can only meow at humans, not at other cats. Millionaires who earn their wealth are happier than those who inherit it, according to a study. And attics were invented in Attica. So think about that. What a sign. What a sign. If you need a phone starter for today, try this one. Yeah, try this one. Hold on. Do you want a phone starter or do you want a random joke? Let's do a random joke. If you need a random joke for today, try this. Dear unknown person, please stop feeding the voodoo doll of me. Okay, if you need a phone starter for today, try this. When do you think it was the best time to be alive or the worst? Okay, if you need something for the water cooler, try this. A survey says that 1 in 4 of us can't name a single one of these. What are they? Your neighbors. Your neighbors. 1 in 4 can't name a single neighbor. I don't know. How neighborly are you? Maybe that's the other factor to give into. So anyways, at the top of the hour, we will be going over to radiobig.fm exclusively live right there, playing some music, doing our thing, and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you want to come and hang out, you're more than welcome on doing so. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. You can stay on Safety FM and hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus. Yes, the likes of Sheldon Primus. Doesn't necessarily mean that it will be Sheldon Primus. Just means that it's the likes of him. So think about it in that particular fashion. Anyway, so that's it. That's going to sum up our time together. That is for sure. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. Chop your own wood, and it will warm you twice. Think about it. Chop your own wood, and it will warm you twice. Anyways, thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, it does not make any sense to do what we do around here. That is for sure. Anyways, let's do it this way. I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love ya, mean it, and goodbye, and Happy New Year.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
Don't let it show. We all know just how this goes. You call me a flight desk, try to close my eyelids and let the sound of water fill me from the bottoms up with the sun down. Take a quick